Is Bitcoin the mark of the beast? Is blockchain here to enslave us? We're going to discuss this today, and we're going to solve this once and for all to put all your worries to rest here on the Silvertooth Show. Let's set this down and let's get talking. This was done by Satoshi Bitcoinoski, who's repeatedly asked me over and over for this, thinking that I'm avoiding the question. I'm not. I was just letting him stew a little bit. We're going to go over it today in full. So Satoshi Bitcoinoski asked me, are we under the rule of blockchain? Is Bitcoin the beast? Let's go over his correct words here. Silvertooth, I won't be able to watch your 27 minutes videos of this. It is too much religion for me. I might pass out. I visited someone's house one time and they gave me a long sermon about religion, and I was too polite to them to say stop, and I almost fainted. Thank God I was sitting on the sofa, so if I passed out, I wouldn't have hurt myself. Silvertooth, we must solve this situation concerning Bitcoin. You must clear this up. Your subscribers have been asking you to give your opinion as to whether Bitcoin is the currency created in end time by Beelzebub, the creator, a cashless society, new world order run by the beast. Whew, that's a lot there, Satoshi Bitcoinoski. Okay. And he further says, I'm not an atheist. I believe in God, except not a God of Jimmy Swaggart and all of those TV prosperity preaching TV hustlers. He said, I've met many people in organized religion that I am completely turned off by them. I believe deep down, Silvertooth believes that Bitcoin was created by Satan, but he is denial. Maybe I'm in denial. Maybe that's what he's getting at. So let's go over it, Satoshi Bitcoinoski. Let's get into this and talk about this, okay? You believe in God, but you don't like to hear God's word. That goes off to a bad start. Because normally when people believe in Jesus and you talk about Jesus, they say, praise Jesus, right? That's a starter right there. Whenever I say I believe in something and then someone talks about it and I say, oh, this bores me to tears, I'm going to faint, I don't really believe in it nor like it. But yet you do believe in it because you're awful worried about this cashless society created by Beelzebub and the end of time by Satan. Okay? So let's go over and explain this so we all know once and for all. Revelations. What is Revelations? I love Revelations. Revelations is great. You should read it with joy. Joy. Why? Because Jesus is whooping the shit out of bad dudes. That's why. It's awesome. It means O'Doyle rules and you drool. If you aren't a follower of Christ, too bad. So let's get into it. If you are a follower, you have nothing to worry about, and you shouldn't be biting your nails about this and reading it so literally, because you'd be reading it with understanding. So let's go into it here. This goes back to Roman times, first of all, and during those Roman times, people thought the Roman Empire was oh so powerful. Just like today, the United States government is oh so powerful. We can't beat them. But guess what? There's someone more powerful than that. Because all in all, that's just man. And there's a greater power than that that'll whoop their butt any old day, right? Without hesitation. God will put them in their place any day because they're just man. Okay? And don't put your faith in me. I'm just a man too. I'm going to fail you every single time. Back this up with your own studies. Definitely. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm just on here praising Jesus and talking the word. Okay? So do your own research. Go over it however you feel and want to interpret it. I interpret Revelations with joy. It was written by John, and he does some talking in there, and he does some very vivid talking about what's going on about the times. See, Jesus wrote to 7 different churches in Asia there and talked to them about their wrongdoings. And that's what this is about. This was about what was going on in biblical times. It's not about a prophecy that's going to happen in the future right now that we're going through, where the earth is literally going to rip open and seven-headed beast with feet of a lion's going to come out, and he's going to enslave us and put marks on our hands and our foreheads, either through blockchain or otherwise. In Revelation, God contacts the churches and goes through backslidden, the persecuted, adulterous, corruption, the dead, the faithful, and the lukewarm. This was Jesus contacting those churches, writing them, and telling them about their wrongdoings. And it was about them standing up to the Romans, and it was about the fight between the Romans and God, saying God's going to win. Is Rome still standing? Rome wasn't built in a day, but it sure fell, didn't it? Right? So during these times, there was persecution on Christians, right? You go back through Roman times, and what do you think of? The Christians in there with the lions eating them, right? They threw them to the lions at that time for fun, for fun. We have a lot better times now because we've won a little bit of that war. But what should this tell you? Because this book is still being played out right now. It's that no matter what happens, whatever new world order comes up, we as Christians don't have to worry about it. We're gonna whoop the shit out of them any way you look at it because we have God on our side, and you're looking at God versus a man. So anytime we're gonna win, we're gonna win, and there's no talk in there that relates to in the year 2010 there's going to be a currency, that everyone seems to latch on to this idea, and they latch on to that one phrase, and then they put it 666, the mark of the beast, right? They want to latch on to that and not read Revelations for what it is. It's joy of God. It's God's going to win this fight. This is the end of the Bible. In the beginning, God had this perfect earth for man. He created Adam and Eve. In the end, he says he's going to recreate that yet again. Heaven part 2 on earth. He's going to wipe away all the evil on earth. Everyone that doesn't believe in God's going to be thrown into a pit of fire, basically, and done away with no everlasting joy. And all of us who believe in God, we're free, man. We ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm not sitting here biting my nails over the mark of the beast. Not at all. Not at all. So no matter what comes up, brother, I'm free, and I don't care about it. It doesn't bother me at all. You're reading Revelations all wrong. You took one context phrase out of the Bible and made that be the whole Bible, the doom porn that you wanted. And it's not just you, it's everyone. A lot of people do this. Because you could have said the same thing about credit cards when they came out. Credit cards are a cashless society. That's the mark of the beast. You use it with your hand. You can do this with anything. The forehead and the hand. Um, you're reading into context about something that's not literal. It's figurative. It's imaginative in nature, and it's supposed to be. There's not really locusts with man's face going around tormenting the people. That's talking about in Roman times the hardship they had to go through by proclaiming they were a Christian before they were ratified and able to say, "Praise Jesus," and no one shot him anymore, right? That was God destroying the Romans and letting the people come back to be free. That's what it was all about, man. That's Revelations in a nutshell. I hate to let you down and kill the buzz joy of this is a prophetic book that in the future there's going to be a robot army that's going to take over the world and be doom porn. It's not. It's saying Jesus is going to win. In the beginning, Jesus created. In the end, Jesus created again a new heaven for us on earth. And you can be a part of that. Anyone can. Whether you have Bitcoin or you don't have Bitcoin, that's not the point of it. But yet, today we're going to transact. So I love Bitcoin as a transaction, personally. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people like credit cards as a transaction, so be it. Some people like cash, some people like gold. Whatever floats your boat, man. Doesn't really matter. At this point, it doesn't really matter because no no monetary value is the devil. Bitcoin is just math. That's all it is. It is mathematician numbers in line that make or produce, and that's it. Just like Visa is math. It's math. You take digits here, you put them there. You have digits here, you're able to move them there. That's all it is. It's math. Math is not the devil. Going away from this book and saying that this book makes you want to pass out, that might be close to the devil. That might not be godly in nature. That might not be cool with Jesus the man. Now, you don't have to like pastors on TV and give them money, but you don't have to crap all over them either, right? Because there's people here on earth that are trying to preach this book because they love it, not because they want material gain, not because they want fame or fortune, because they love Jesus. Get over it, right? That's what it's all about. I can love Jesus and I can love Bitcoin too at the same time. They're interchangeable, meaning they do not conflict with each other at all, not even in Revelation. So there's your answer. I'm sorry. You can read into it any way you want, and you can go into any kind of talk that you want here. But I just told you the truth straight from the book. Go ahead and read it. I've read Revelation several times, and it brings me joy. It brings me joy because God comes down and he whoops some butt, right? My team wins. I'd be on that team if I were you. I'd also hold some Bitcoin for the future. Peace.